It's your boy B Spook, man. Kill Spook 101, whatever you wanna call me, Jit. We back with another video, boy. I ain't gonna flare. Have y'all been feeling tired though? I swear Jit been feeling tired. All 2026 since he got in this bit. Nigga been feeling straight tired. I had a little video in the watch later. Entire murder is recorded by CCTV. Sheesh. The entire murder though. The entire murder though.
Footage. The detectives had a clear description of
Nigga did not watch 3 minutes. Stop flagging.
You see an idea in your mind.
Driver! Open the car door! Let me see your hands!
A criminal, murderous operation.
They hunted him. They stalked him.
Oh,
They found
this the Julio Foolio shit. Okay, let's get into it.
him. They targeted him.
How many people saw
and they
this?
gunned him down.
And they brought overwhelming firepower, easily and rapidly establishing not fire superiority, but fire supremacy.
Damn.
We will
Hey, bro, before I even get into this, boy, that Julio Foolio murder, cause that's that shit that was real planned out. Everybody know that shit was planned out. Hold on. Man, hell nah. Y'all think Julio Foolio had it coming, bruh? Y'all think he had it coming, bruh? I think Julio Foolio, he wanted that shit to happen, cause there ain't no way, bro.
drag this conspiracy out of the darkness of the early morning hours. We will drag it into this courtroom for everyone to see.
She got a body.
The truth in this case, the truth will be crystal clear.
Look at all these cameras. Look like a video game. How they got all these cameras?
What you just watched was a compilation of security footage recovered from the Home 2 Suites Hotel in Tampa, following the gruesome murder of Charles Jones, aka Julio Foolio. When the police arrived shortly after,
Julio.
they quickly located the vehicle Foolio was in, but it was too late. He had sustained multiple gunshot wounds to his legs, chest, and back, and had already succumbed to his injuries. Since the shooters had already fled the scene, the police immediately launched a homicide investigation.
Was he the only one that died too? Cause how in the world is he the only one that got shot up?
When reviewing the security footage leading up to the shooting, a black Chevy Impala entered the west side of the parking lot, parked around the corner from Foolio, and simply sat there. Then, a silver Chevy Cruze entered the parking lot and drove past Foolio's car, before turning around and driving past Foolio again in the opposite direction. They did this twice before exiting the parking lot. The shooters then hopped out of the Impala, bringing us right back to the footage you saw earlier.
Is that the real gun sounds too? What the fuck they had?
Following the
Man,
shooting,
hell
the
no.
suspects hopped back into the Impala and drove off. After making this discovery, the detectives worked to construct a timeline of Foolio's movements. The timeline began 12 hours earlier, when Foolio posted this story to his Instagram, telling his friends to attend his birthday party at an Airbnb in Tampa. Dozens of people close to Foolio made the 3-hour drive from Jacksonville to Tampa to celebrate with him. The party got a little too wild, and the police shut it down. But the night wasn't over. They continued to a nearby club named Teasers, where Foolio was set to perform as part of his birthday celebrations. The Teasers surveillance camera caught the same Chevy Cruze parking at the back of the lot. Two people exited the vehicle and walked up to the entrance of the building, but they turned around before getting too close. They then got back into the Chevy Cruze and exited the parking lot. Foolio performed for about 30 minutes, and when
They were plotting on this dude since he stepped foot in Tampa. They were watching this nigga every move, following this nigga everything. And you know Julio Foolio know how to move, cause he been through this shit. This nigga wanted this shit to happen.
he and his friends exited Teasers, the black Impala was outside.
When he stepped out that club right there looking, he was like, man, what the fuck these niggas at?
Got back into
I
the
ain't
Chevy
get shot
Cruze
yet.
and exited the parking lot.
Look,
Foolio performed
fuck,
for
man.
about 30 minutes, and when he and his friends exited Teasers, the
Damn, where the fuck these niggas at? I ain't get shot up yet. Shit.
black Impala was outside circling the parking lot. Foolio and his crew then headed to an after party at the Truth 18 nightclub. The black Impala followed closely behind, parking across the street to remain undetected. Foolio kept his millions of Instagram followers updated throughout the night, completely unaware that he was recording his final moments.
Nah, he
While he
was
was
aware.
partying, the two suspects from the Chevy Cruze can be seen casually walking around the Truth 18 parking lot. After a long night, Foolio finally decided to wrap things up at around 4 a.m. He left the nightclub, got into the passenger seat of a Dodge Charger, and headed to the hotel. As we already know, the Chevy Cruze and the Impala showed up shortly after. Thankfully, with all of this high-definition footage, the detectives had a clear description of both vehicles, including their
Cause
license
look how many cameras we just went, like, bro, my nigga, we just seen 50 different cameras already.
plates. They didn't recognize the person who owned the Chevy Cruze, but they were familiar with the owner of the Impala, a woman named Damali Lyle. Damali's son, Sean Gaithright, was affiliated with a violent group from Jacksonville known as ATK. ATK had an ongoing feud with Foolio's crew, known as Six Block, since around 2017. Both of these groups made rap music, so the drama was often fueled by songs that disrespected each other's crew. Foolio's songs were known to be especially disrespectful. In one of his music videos, he went to the cemetery where ATK members were buried and danced on their graves. Needless to say, ATK
My name is Julie. I live in
Crazy,
Sheepshead Bay.
crazy summer. Everybody remember that day.
Last year, 6.
was not a fan of Foolio, so between 2017 and 2024, they tried to kill him several times, but failed every attempt. Now that Foolio was actually dead, Sean Gaithright was suspect number one. Using a highway security camera system known as Flock, the detectives tracked
A highway security camera. These niggas got these boys coming from Jacksonville all the way to Tampa. What the fuck? How many? Oh, hell no.
the Black Impala's movements from Jacksonville to Tampa before the murder, but it was never captured going back to Jacksonville. Instead, the Flock cameras captured it in Polk County, just outside of Tampa, where Sean's grandmother just so happened to live. The Impala was spotted in her driveway days later. According to Sean's grandma, Sean had told her that it was difficult to get his photography equipment in and out of the Impala, so he needed a bigger vehicle and asked to borrow her Toyota SUV. While this footage was being reviewed, a tan Toyota SUV was pulled over in Jacksonville for speeding, and Sean was the driver. He was told to step outside so they could seize his grandma's
Dumbass
car.
nigga.
After patting him down, they conducted a quick search of
Nigga breaking. How you gonna commit a murder and then go on speed? How you gonna commit a murder and then speed? Like, nigga, you supposed to be on the low because of what the fuck?
the vehicle and hit the jackpot.
And his grandma had cameras too. There's too many cameras out this bitch.
There were Glock magazines, AR-15 rifle components, empty casings, and 9mm ammunition, all aligning with the ballistic evidence at the crime scene. But before they could charge Sean with murder, the evidence needed to be sent to the crime lab for forensic testing. So he was ultimately free to go, but he didn't escape the attention from the officers for long. The next day, a search warrant was executed on his home, and the detectives found an entire arsenal of more guns and ammo. In the kitchen, the sink was filled with shredded cardboard. When they laid the cardboard out, every single piece was firearm-related packaging. They also found 2 9mm casings that matched the ammunition in the SUV. These were collected and sent into the crime lab to be compared with the casings at the crime scene. During the search, the detectives noticed that Sean had several home security cameras. They obtained the footage from them and discovered that the day before the murder, another ATK member named Isaiah Chance, aka Gadaze, showed up at Sean's house. Sean then stepped outside and started clearing a bunch of photography gear from the trunk of his Impala. After about 8 minutes, Sean and Isaiah can be seen loading several bags into the Impala. These are the same bags that were found in his grandma's SUV when he was pulled over. Sean and Isaiah then left the residence in their respective vehicles. At one point, Isaiah returned momentarily to drop something off, and as he grabbed it from the passenger seat, he is seen holding a Glock and tucking it into his waistband. The next day, after the murder had taken place, an Uber can be seen dropping off Isaiah and 2 more people at Sean's house. One of these people was Rashad Murphy, aka Ghost, another affiliate of ATK. The other person was Alicia Andrews, who had been dating Isaiah on and off for a few years. The detectives now believed that it was Isaiah and Alicia who were stalking Foolio in the Chevy Cruze before the shooting. But this begs the question, if Isaiah and Alicia were in the Chevy Cruze back in Tampa, where is it now? Well, it wasn't long before the flock system spotted the Chevy Cruze near a hotel all the way in Gwinnett County, Georgia. When an officer pulled into the hotel parking lot...
What the fuck? How the hell they... No, man. Hell nah, bro. Ain't no cameras doing all that, bro.
Where is it now? Well, it wasn't long before the flock system spotted the Chevy Cruze near a hotel all the way in Gwinnett County, Georgia. When an officer pulled into the hotel parking lot, the Chevy Cruze was parking in an empty spot. The officer...
They caught him. It ain't like... Man, hell nah. How the fuck the camera catch them like that, though? They caught them parking. They didn't even catch them inside the hotel, just in the room. They caught them parking.
Quickly blocked them in so they couldn't drive away. He then got out of his vehicle and ordered the suspect to put his hands up and stay where he was. But instead of complying with the officer's orders, the suspect booked it. The officer pulled out his taser and chased him down, and once he had a clear shot, he took aim and fired. The suspect fell to the ground and backup arrived to help apprehend him. It was none other than Rashad Murphy. It turns out that the Chevy Cruze was actually owned by Rashad's sister-in-law, who lived out of state, so he likely provided that vehicle for the hit on Foolio and was on his way to return it. He was detained and thrown into the back of a police cruiser while the authorities seized the Chevy Cruze.
He fucked
However,
up.
the only...
Look at him. I just committed this murder the other day. How the fuck I'm already in the back of the car?
consequence that
That's
came
what
out
you
of this
think.
encounter was a resisting arrest charge, and he was later released as the homicide investigation continued. When detectives looked inside the Chevy Cruze, they discovered Rashad's cell phone. On the device, the detectives found an Airbnb reservation from June 22nd to June 24th. The
Same day they
Airbnb
killed
was a
him.
9-minute drive away from the crime scene. The Ring doorbell footage from this Airbnb confirmed that Isaiah, Alicia, Sean, and Rashad were all in Tampa at the time of the murder. The detectives then decided to look into the suspect's phone records, starting with Alicia. This cracked the case wide open. It turns out that she was the one who originally reached out to the person running the Airbnb through Instagram DMs. Also, her location data showed that her phone had been at every location Foolio was on the night of the murder, erasing any doubt that she was following him in the surveillance footage. They also found out that
They brought their phones everywhere. Like, this wasn't a organized hit, because this was a group of niggas from the same city just trying to get this nigga gone. This wasn't no hitman type shit, because this was just a normal murder shit. But they was tracking this nigga. Like, it's weird, because man, hell no. They did too much.
Alicia was sharing her location with Sean at each of the destinations. Other than the locations that they had followed Foolio, they had also gone to a McDonald's in Tampa hours before the murder. In the McDonald's surveillance footage, the Chevy Cruze can be seen at the drive-thru window.
What the fuck? You telling me these niggas stopped at McDonald's before the murder? Hell no. If you gonna do a murder, you might as well just put a contract on somebody here at that point. These niggas want to do this shit by themselves. And they got hungry and stopped at McDonald's. Oh, fuck no.
Is in the driver's seat. It was Davion Murphy, Rashad's cousin, another affiliate of ATK. After discovering all of this evidence, the detectives arrested Alicia and brought her into the interrogation room for questioning.
Alright, so, we're taking this from Tampa, okay? You want
She knows she going to jail.
to talk to you before we start our spiel, okay? I know that you were in a
I'm not watching all this slow talking and shit, bruh. Speed this shit up next time.
relationship with Isaiah Chance, okay? And I know he's probably already talked to you, and, you know, probably tried to tell you what to do or what to say, okay?
It's crazy how I sped this shit up and it sound like normal. Man, hell no.
But I want you to understand, all right? In this moment, all right, God isn't in this room, and if you can't do anything, you know, to help you in this situation, you have to make that decision for yourself. You know what I mean? I think that, you know, there's a lot of stuff that we have to show you that you would probably want to see, and I'm willing to be as open can be to show you everything that we have. You know, because I want you to make an informed decision about your life and where it goes from here. Okay? Is that you, Butch?
Yeah.
Okay, can you tell us what's going on here?
Waiting on the door.
Where are you at in the city?
I was here.
Do you remember what town you were in?
Yeah, too.
Okay. What's like how the chance was it?
Okay.
That was it? You said forgive you?
Yeah.
She already talking a little too much.
Is this Zay's on the bundle?
No.
Do you know this? Do you know this kid?
I didn't know.
You never met him?
The detectives knew Alicia was blatantly lying about going to Tampa with just Isaiah and his little brother, Sean, so they showed her the McDonald's drive-thru footage with Davion sitting in the driver's seat.
You remember going to McDonald's while you were in Tampa?
I was hungry.
You hungry? Okay. So that's you.
Wait, did she say I was hungry?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it might be her fault
driving
they stopped
the
at
truck that time?
McDonald's.
Um,
Man, don't bring no fucking female on a drill, cause what the fuck? What was her position in this mission? Like, she ain't pull no trigger. And what was no real deal? What was her position in this mission, cause if anything, she should have just stayed home and booked the Airbnb in Jacksonville. Yo ass ain't even have to come. What the fuck? And then everybody brought a phone, cause like, come on, bro.
Was it the little brother that you were referring to? No. So you don't know this guy right here that's driving? Just kind of refresh your memory a little bit. I think back to McDonald's. That's the gentleman driving. You never met him before? So how did this gentleman join you guys at some point?
I didn't know. I was driving with him.
I don't know, did he come to the Airbnb? Did you guys pick this guy up somewhere?
I just want silence. I talk to him.
Yeah, she knows she
Alright, so
could.
at the end of the day, if you weren't just on the sidelines, all right?
She knows she could.
You need to tell us that, right? You didn't
Don't
necessarily
do no
say
murder.
that he can get to
Don't
me,
murder
he's on the
nobody.
phone, he's telling me where to be, right? You're with him by his side, right? But obviously, something big happened that weekend in Tampa, right?
Despite showing her that they had tracked
And
her,
then they did it in Tampa. It ain't like they was in Jacksonville, cause like they did it in Tampa. You know they finna be on their ass about that murder. Oh hell no, ain't nobody finna murder in my city. That's what they thinking. This not Jacksonville, cause of where everybody just get away with shit. Like hell nah.
every move while in Tampa, Alicia continued to play dumb. So the detectives got serious.
But you were at the hotel where Foolio was murdered at the exact same time that he was murdered. Okay. Are you're familiar with Zay's old friend Tilly that was shot and killed?
The person the detective is referencing is Antonio Tilly, a deceased member of ATK. Back in October of 2023, someone had put up a $20,000 bounty on Tilly. A man named Jaquan Mills took up this offer, shooting and killing both Tilly and his Uber driver on Kylan Drive in Jacksonville. The reason the detective is bringing this up is that Jaquan had a girlfriend named Diamond Harris. Apparently, Tilly thought he was meeting Diamond on Kylan Drive for a date. In reality, Diamond was working with Jaquan to lure him into their trap.
Now, Diamond was not at the scene. All she did was send a few messages on the phone, okay? She's already been convicted 20 plus years. She's not getting out for decades, and she wasn't even at the scene where Tilly got killed. You understand what I'm saying to you?
So that girl set that boy up. They put money on his head. Damn.
This is damning evidence. This is high definition footage, okay? You're there. You're there.
Alicia continued to stare nonchalantly at the detective as he tried to reason with her. But there was something they hadn't brought up yet that they believed would make her break. When they were going through Alicia's text messages, they learned that she was pregnant.
Are you excited about being pregnant?
I was imagine.
You laid down a baby at some point?
No.
No? The charge on this is first degree murder. The sentence
That being pregnant.
is going to be life in prison. It becomes your nursing home. You don't have relationships anymore. You don't have a child. If you have a child in prison, it goes to somebody else, and you don't even get to hold your child. The moment my father and I walk out of this room, your life changes absolutely forever, and you can never, ever change it back. Don't miss this opportunity to save your life.
I know, y'all tell me I'm lying.
You don't want to live with this, okay? You don't sure shit don't want to live with this in a box the size of this room for 30 years. This is it. For 30 years.
No matter what the detective said, Alicia continued to deny any involvement and acted offended when the detective said she was lying. Despite the detectives talking big about Alicia being locked up forever, she was free to go for now while they waited for the crime lab results. Those results came in about a month after the shooting in July of 2024. It was determined that the weapons in the Toyota SUV were the same weapons fired at the crime scene.
What the fuck they shooting? Cause that shit sound like a fully auto. Bro, what the fuck they shooting? Look how long this gun. Look at the barrel of this shit. My nigga, that's the regular gun right here. These niggas had to equip a barrel on the hell nah, cause what the fuck is that?
And the 9mm casings found at Sean's house.
And by the way, you should have just threw all them bitches in the water after that shit. With the car, like hell though. Yo ass stopped at grandma crib, then changed the car out and everything, man. Hell nah, bro. You should have just threw that bitch in the water at that point.
Came from the same gun that killed Julio Foolio. On July 27, 2024, police strategically planned an operation to arrest 3 of their suspects, Sean, Alicia, and Isaiah.
Driver! Open the car door! Let me see your hands! Step on out! Back up to the sound of my voice! Keep coming! Keep coming! Keep coming! Keep coming! Walk back to me!
Isaiah Dan, this is the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. We have a warrant for your arrest.
Put your hands up! Alright, slowly walk toward me! Let's go! Keep coming! Keep coming! Keep coming! Keep coming! Keep coming! Stop! Stop! Turn around! Keep your hands up, turn around! Don't reach for your waist.
Yeah.
Put your hands behind your back. Stay
They
there.
got they ass
Don't
on a
move.
rainy day. That was the rainiest day.
EVE Online is a
Shit.
Keep walking, keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. Keep walking. Now turn around. Put your hands behind your back.
These 3 suspects were transported to Hillsborough County and booked into jail. And at their arraignment hearings, they all pled not guilty. As for Rashad and Davion Murphy, police were unable to locate them, and they were considered fugitives of justice. They were eventually able to track Rashad down to an apartment complex of a woman he was seeing. They had a standoff for an hour, demanding Rashad exit the building, but after throwing tear gas into the apartment, Rashad finally surrendered, with his Bible in his hand and his Yorkie by his side.
He's compliant. Crawl towards me. Bro, come on. Keep going. Keep going. Crawl towards me. Let's go.
He and his tiny dog were apprehended, escorted
Damn.
to the back of a cruiser, and taken to the county jail. Rashad also ended up pleading
Why they do the dog like that though?
not guilty, and as legal proceedings continued for the suspects in
Is that the Bible still in his hand?
custody, Davion was nowhere to be found. But eventually, in January of 2025, 6 months after Foolio's death, the police kicked down the door of an apartment in Jacksonville and successfully caught Davion, who smiled for the camera following his arrest. Just like everyone else, Davion pled not guilty. All 5 of Foolio's murder suspects were finally in custody and charged with premeditated first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder. But the work wasn't over. Authorities continued to gather evidence throughout the legal proceedings in order to build a bulletproof case against
These niggas stopped at McDonald's before the fucking drill. Cause she was hungry. Don't bring no female on the drill cause of that bitch stopped at McDonald's.
each of the defendants. What makes this job easier is that members
It's always McDonald's too. Like, what the fuck? Why y'all females love McDonald's? Stop eating that shit.
of ATK are extremely active on social media and have a tendency to brag about the crimes they commit. Just 20 minutes after Foolio was killed, Rashad Murphy posted laughing emojis to his Instagram. Later that day, he also posted a clip of football superstar Tom Brady and his coach Bill Belichick celebrating. This was around the same time that he used Sean's phone to text somebody saying, "I'm coming home, my thirst is quenched. Pop a bottle of Don Julio today." Murphy. Isaiah Chance joined in as well, posting a picture of Bill Belichick with a raising hands emoji. 4 hours after the homicide, another ATK member posted a story saying, "If it ain't no Don Julio, don't pass me no bottle." These are just some of the many posts made by ATK members disrespecting Foolio after his death. But the most flagrant celebration came from the leader of ATK himself, Youngin Ace.
Jit
the same
dropped
day
the
that
whole song. Jit dropped the whole song. Jit dropped the whole song the same day. Just telling police, hey, my people did it. My people did it. That boy he ain't wait a month. He ain't even know this nigga same day at 6 o'clock. And you know Jit from 6 block. Jit dropped it at 6 o'clock, knowing he from 6 block.
Foolio died, Ace posted a music video for a song called Do It, which his listeners interpret as a diss track about Foolio's death. He then posted another music video hours later called Game Over. On October 22nd, 2025, the first person to go to trial was Alicia Andrews.
This bitch putting on lipstick. She wanted McDonald's, now she putting on lipstick, man.
These co-conspirators hatched this murderous plot not minutes, not hours, but days before this, with one common agreed upon goal: death, violence, and murder.
The prosecutors were still aiming for a first-degree murder conviction, but the jury also had the option to find her guilty of the lesser charge of manslaughter. Although Alicia wasn't one of the shooters, the prosecutors said that according to the law, as long as she intended for Foolio to be killed and helped in some way to make that happen, she should be found guilty of first-degree murder.
This attack hinged on the element of surprise. And to have that type of surprising...
I'm saying though, what was her purpose? Except for asking them niggas for McDonald's. Like, what was she there for? I'm so confused.
had to act with a coordinated knowledge, and they needed intelligence. They needed real-time information. Where is he? What's his route? It was that intelligence, that real-time surveillance and communication, the locations and routes that were provided by this defendant and her boyfriend, Isaiah Chance.
To support their claim that Alicia was intentionally stalking Foolio and giving the shooters intel, they took the jury through all of the surveillance footage and digital evidence from her phone. The defense, however, said that none of this evidence proved that Alicia knew Foolio was going to be killed. They claimed that she was just tagging along with Isaiah and didn't ask any questions when all of his friends showed up.
On the weekend, Charles Jones was killed. Alicia Andrews was on a weekend trip with her boyfriend.
I just built a budgeting app with Base 44. Nina just built an app.
So we can all build apps now? Only one agenda, to be with her boyfriend. Alicia Andrews is not in a gang. Alicia Andrews is not a part of the drill rap culture, nor the drill rap scene. You would not find DNA, fingerprints, no physical evidence whatsoever linking Alicia Andrews to this case.
They then tried to discredit the lead detective in this case, pointing out his lack of experience as a homicide detective.
We're here because of the perception of the facts of one man, Detective Juan Ramos. But ladies and gentlemen of the jury, perception is not reality. Detective Juan Ramos had only worked homicide for about 4 months when he got this case. His first time as a lead detective on the case, and he lands perhaps one of the biggest homicide cases that the Tampa Police Department has seen in a while. And we're going to talk about Alicia's reality.
The defense then went into Alicia's backstory, saying that she was in beauty school to become an esthetician and working as a substitute teacher on the side when she
substitute teacher
started dating Isaiah Chance. They claimed that she didn't know he was part of ATK. She just thought he was a rapper and got his stage name Gutta tattooed to her chest to support his music career. But apparently, as their relationship developed, Isaiah became abusive towards Alicia. According to the defense, if Alicia made Isaiah upset, she would face heavy consequences. Everything Alicia did leading up to the murder was due to Isaiah's controlling nature, and Alicia's only agenda was to go.
And I'm pretty. Why did bro bring his girl anyways? It looked like we getting down to it. Jit was a weirdo.
Along with whatever he wanted to do. This included reaching out to book the Airbnb, walking around outside of the clubs where Foolio was at, and letting Isaiah use her phone throughout the night.
When Isaiah Chance says, give me the phone, it's in her best interest to give him the phone. Everybody's coordinated, dressed in black, covered from head to toe, all of them except Alicia. No evidence whatsoever suggesting that Alicia Andrews was on some surveillance mission.
During the trial, 35 state witnesses were called to the stand, outlining all of the evidence we presented to you in this video. Although it was clear that the prosecution had built a strong case against Alicia, the defense was able to successfully plant seeds of doubt into the jurors' minds. For example, when cross-examining lead detective Juan Ramos, they cornered him into admitting that there was no direct evidence that Alicia had any prior knowledge of the murder plan. They also pointed out that Alicia wasn't at Sean Gaithwright's house at the time that the weapons were being loaded into the Impala, and there was no evidence of her having an ongoing relationship with any of the shooters, just her boyfriend Isaiah. Additionally, they highlighted several moments during Alicia's police interview to dismantle the claim that she was deceiving anybody.
Talk about what you want to talk about. You want to talk about what you don't want to talk about.
And he tells her, talk about what you want to talk about, and you don't have to talk about what you don't want to talk about. Is that correct?
That is what he said.
All right. When you asked Alicia Andrews who her boyfriend was and if it was Gutta, she says yes, right?
Her initial response there, yes, correct.
All right. So she's not trying to hide or pretend like she doesn't know who Gutta is. She answered your question truthfully.
At that moment, yes.
All right. Have you ever seen a text message in her phone where she's talking to Isaiah Chance and she calls him Gutta?
Her phone has the word Gutta in it many times.
Right. But when she's talking to him, does she call him Gutta in any text messages?
I can't recall the specific text message where she sent to him calling him Gutta.
All right. When you asked her who all went down to Tampa with you, she said, I don't know them people. Is that correct?
Something along those lines, yes, that's what I heard.
All right. Did she know those people before she met them when she went down there?
A very minimal, she spent a 3-hour car ride with Mr. Gaithwright on the way down to Tampa, and she admitted that she had...
Look, these people be in your face in the interrogation shit and then be on the stand like, man, I'm not trying to talk to your ass shit.
Into his house before for some kind of gathering, so that was evidence that she knew Mr. Gaithwright. So that's one of the people that she said, the only person she said she was there with.
Is there any evidence that she knew Davion Murphy?
No.
Or Rashad Murphy?
Not that I found.
And the knowledge that she had of Sean Gaithwright is one time she went to his house and got a plate of food and left.
That's from her statement.
At the time that he and Alicia Andrews would have been around each other, he had long hair. Is that correct?
Yes.
Right. And you showed her a picture of Sean Gaithwright with short hair.
That's the only photo I had.
Right.
In one final effort to convince the jury of their client's innocence, the defense called Alicia herself to the stand.
Did you know that Charles Jones was going to die on June 23rd of 2024?
No, I did not.
She went into detail about the grip Isaiah had on her due to his abusive tendencies.
In the beginning, it was good, I would say. But then he changed over time. I mean, once we got comfortable with each other, he started to be a little more controlling. Like as I got older and I would want to go out, he didn't like that. Like he would tell me what to post, what not to post, or if he didn't want me to take something down, or don't wear this, don't wear that.
Did Isaiah Chance ever put his hands on you?
Yes, back in like 2021, we were arguing over the phone. Like he wanted my phone and I wouldn't give it to him. And that was the first time he ever like snatched it and he ended up hitting me.
According to Alicia, Isaiah had even hit her just days before the murder because he got jealous about her talking to one of her guy friends.
He drove me to like a park and he stopped and he was like, let me see your phone. And I said no. But he ended up grabbing it. He was telling me to unlock it and I wouldn't unlock it. And that's when he repeatedly hit me to unlock the phone.
This incident left Alicia with her eyes bruised and her phone screen cracked. This is just one of the several examples the defense showcased of...
Hey, you might be trying to set Jit up. He don't know what's going on, bro. But at the same time, that's wrong. He should not been doing that. He shouldn't even be in a relationship with you if he can't trust you. If you can't trust him, just leave, cuz.
What would happen if Alicia questioned something Isaiah asked her to do? Alicia then gave her perspective of the trip to Tampa. Isaiah suggested that they go to Tampa as a way to make up for hitting her, and his little brother, Sean, would be tagging along. As they picked up more of Isaiah's friends along the way, Alicia didn't question who these people were or why they were picking them up in order to avoid any backlash from Isaiah. Since Isaiah was the only person she knew, she stuck to him the entire trip and let him use her phone whenever he asked. At no point did he mention wanting to kill Julio Foolio, or that a plan to kill Foolio was already in motion. She said that she didn't understand a lot of his actions that night, like going to 2 different clubs just to walk away, or speeding through a red light on the way to a random hotel just to leave a few minutes later. And when she heard shots go off in the distance, she had no idea what had happened.
Again, at that point in time, did you know that anyone had been shot?
No.
Even though you heard gunshots, you didn't know that anyone had been actually shot?
No, they could have been shooting in the air or something.
Alright. Did you know that it had anything to do with Isaiah Chance?
No.
Were you suspicious of anything at that point?
Yes.
Ultimately, it would be up to the jury to decide if they believed Alicia's story or not. But first, both sides presented their closing arguments.
They hunted him. They
Have you ever felt
They did hunt and stalk the fuck out of that boy.
My natural response is no. I think
stalked him. They found him. They targeted him. And they gunned him down. She assisted. She did more than assist. She participated as part of that surveillance team, posing as just normal, everyday people just happening to be walking in a parking lot so that her boyfriend, Isaiah Chance, would not be detected. She is guilty of first-degree premeditated murder as a principal in this case. And she is guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree premeditated murder.
The sword of justice has the ability to save the innocent when used with care and responsibility. When used recklessly, it has the ability to harm the innocent. Alicia Andrews is innocent of every count, every lesser included, every crime that she is on trial for today. Perception is not reality.
After 3 hours of deliberations, the jury came back with a verdict.
We, the jury, find as follows as to count 1. The defendant is guilty of manslaughter, a lesser included offense. We, the jury, find as follows.
Hey, she just got convicted of murder. Do y'all think it was guilty of her? Do you think she's guilty or not guilty?
As to count 2, the defendant is not guilty.
The jury concluded that Alicia played a role in Foolio's death, but had no premeditated intent to kill him. Her sentencing was scheduled for December 8, 2025, but has since been delayed after her defense team ousted Judge Michelle Cisco from presiding over her case. They claimed that she exhibited overt hostility towards the defense, repeatedly interrupting counsel, refusing sidebars, and visibly prompting the prosecution during witness examination. Her body language and tone during defense objections have reflected irritation, impatience, and at times even anger, while her treatment of the prosecution has remained differential and uncritical.
Okay, stop. Is there a question on the table?
I'm waiting until I'm publishing it to the jury, and I'm waiting until it gets to a part that I can ask a question.
Can we get to that part and then you ask the question?
Judge, we played this entire interview yesterday for 1 hour and 22 minutes without a question. I'm just trying to get to a particular part. I want the jury to see what's happening now, and then I'm going to ask a question about it.
Great. Can we get to that part?
That's what I'm trying to do.
Okay, well, we're not just going to play it. Can we fast forward to the part? Miss Herrera, stop.
Yeah, like, damn, can we fast forward? Damn, I'm already fast forward. It still sound like we ain't talking in normal, bro.
Miss Herrera, stop. I didn't ask you to talk.
I didn't know how to talk.
Yeah, you do. You do. Stop, Miss Herrera. You need to stop right now. Because you know what? You've been making faces throughout this entire trial. Yeah, you have been. And everything's been caught on video.
I know. And that the court has caught and noticed all of the gestures and the tone which was addressed yesterday to me. But it's fine. No problem. I will do my best to.
Please, do your best. Yeah, and your attitude is very disrespectful. I'll note for the record.
On January 29, 2026, Judge Kimberly Fernandez was named the new judge on the case. The new date for Alicia's sentencing has yet to be decided. According to online sources, Alicia's co-defendants, Sean Gaithright, Isaiah Chance, Rashad Murphy, and Davion Murphy, are all scheduled to face their own murder trials in April of 2026. Despite many members of ATK claiming their feud with 6 Block is...
Why the fuck? They ain't get no trial yet. Damn.
It's over. The disrespectful music and social media posts haven't stopped, and neither has the violence. There have already been several more murder victims in Jacksonville who are tied to these groups, including the death of Fizzle, another affiliate of ATK, and the death of 7-year-old Breon Allen Jr., a family member of an ATK member.
Duce just loved to have fun. He loved to go outside.
A happy kid that played tag with his cousin Angel.
Duce, I know him since I was even born. Everybody love you.
You knew him before you were even born? Hey, bro. R.I.P. to everybody. Yeah. Damn. Like the video because I just like a video. This is a crazy one. She knew him before she was even born.